I gotta wait? How long I gotta wait for a press record?
Go.
Welcome to the shed, where Miss Dream always has a story.
It's Dream, and we got a season 2. Your Black Bostonian here, a product of a single mother who I work to make proud every single day. I'm a 3-degree holder, your veteran educator, your tech entrepreneur, and founder of the Chair platform. My platform is dedicated to supporting Black and Brown people on their hair journey by creating hair boards, connecting to hairstylists, and sharing haircare tips for a more joyous experience. My podcast is about sharing hair stories, educator stories, entrepreneurship stories, and stories surrounding identity with goals to leave you laughing, learning, and advocating. So come in and listen to the stories in the chair.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Brianna. Hey, Brianna, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Brianna Smith, and I'm the Associate Director of Alumni Engagement and Giving at Buckingham Browne Nichols School in Cambridge.
Brianna and I met in high school. She was a year older than me, I believe, yes.
Yes.
And we would see each other from time to time, but I remember when we played softball together and soccer. Jeez. And soccer together. But she was way more experienced, so she was on varsity. So I was learning a lot from her on the soccer field and the softball field. And those are the memories I have of just always seeing you as someone to aspire to in the sports realm and how to be confident in those spaces. And I thought it was always so cool that you really enjoyed it and how that has come around again with what you're doing and how you're coaching and still being able to give back. I think is really exciting. So it was cool that you said yes to coming on my podcast. I'm curious to know, did you always think that you would end up in alumni relations?
I actually had no idea that this is where I would end up. I went to school in Connecticut and studied communications, which is a very broad topic. But what actually led me back to BB&N is that I had close friends and classmates that were working at BB&N, and they said there's some openings that I should apply to. I actually worked in the restaurant business doing private events for 5 years right out of college. And so after that, it was a huge switch to move into the private school sector. But because of Kagan Kelly and Graham Blackman, my 2 classmates and friends, they said, hey, you should apply to BB&N. And so then I went in blinded to apply to who knows what kind of job it was back then. And this kind of alumni position opened up. And the team that I work with right now really thought that that would be a strong suit as a BB&N lifer who was at BB&N for 13 years to kind of work in that alumni space.
And so how has that been going for you? Because being a lifer, someone who's been in this environment for so long, people would say, I'm tired. I don't want to come back to this space. But you're back and you're in this role where you get to talk to people who have been connected or disconnected, and you're trying to connect them back to the community.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, for me, coming back to BB&N, this was a place that was home for me for so long, and they supported me. The faculty and staff are amazing, and what I love about it is I have colleagues now who were my mentors. So the Alda Farlows, the Rory Mortons of the world, the Peggy Paynes, the people that really took time and energy and supported me throughout my time. It's been wonderful to be able to come back and explain to alumni that our current faculty and staff are still those same people for the kids of today. And that what makes BB&N so great is those connections and relationships between the faculty and staff. So for me to be able to go on the road to different cities and talk to alumni and explain that the school is definitely changing because the world is changing. I mean, it's not going to be the same BB&N that we went to 15 years ago. I mean, I have my 15th reunion. The school is not identical to what it was then, but the things that we're doing, we're moving in the right direction, and our kids feel supported. The sports are excellent, the arts, like everything about the school, it still has the same honor, scholarship, and kindness that we had. And to be able to tell alumni that, I coached 3 seasons, so to be able to show the students that there's a bunch of alumni out there that want to support these current students as well. So it's that relationship between alumni and students, alumni to alumni, and the faculty and staff to alumni that brings me a lot of joy.
When thinking about your career and your connections, how would you define community?
That's a great question. I think community for me is finding a space where you feel like you belong and that you want to continue to go back to day after day. The support system of the BB&N community as a whole, for me, is really important. I think I have a different take on it because that community was mine for 13 years, and then it's been back for another 6 years. So when you think about it, not everyone has that same mentality. Some people only go to the school for 4 years of high school. Some go all the way up. And I think that you have to be the person that makes the community your community. So it's going to be there for you, but you also have to put forth that effort. And I think that that's not for everyone. And I think I put forth such a larger effort to make sure that this community stays part of my community, that BB&N will always be a community for me, even if I'm not working there. As an alum, I feel like I will always want to be a part of that BB&N community.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Look, it's my commercial. We will be right back.
It's more than just a bad hair day. It's a journey. Finding the right hairstyle isn't easy, nor is finding the right stylist or the right products. Looking in every corner of the web gets messy, overwhelming, and exhausting. All the ads, the articles, the products, the videos, it shouldn't be this hard, but it is. And now, it isn't. The Chair. A black and brown centered platform where you can design hair boards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a new joyful path on your hair journey. Avoid the clutter, save yourself hours, months, and even years of research and poor trial and error. Everything you need and only what you need is in one place. Hair boards made by people like you, for you. Find the right products, the right people, the right answers for you, stress-free. Join the Chair community and make every day a great hair day. When you share your pain, you allow others to help you. And when you share your success, you help others get theirs. Lean on the Chair. We got you.
No stress, no strife. In the chair. The chair. The chair. All right.
Oh, and if you're interested to learn more about my experiences as a Black woman and educator in Guangzhou, China, I wrote my first ebook titled Nowhere and Everywhere, Captured Emotions of a Beautifully Broken Love Story. It is on lulu.com. Take a read and see some beautiful photography of mine. Enjoy the rest of the show.
The chair.
Because you have so many perspectives on the BB&N community, can you see how your identities are intertwined as a lifer, an alumni, biracial, someone who has multiple touch points within this community, especially as a coach? Do you see the effects that your identities play?
Absolutely. I definitely think the identity piece is huge. First off, being a student of color at BB&N, not everyone has the same. I mean, for me, for instance, like I feel like I was really blessed and lucky to have a support system when I was a student there, but some of my classmates and other kids of different grades didn't maybe feel like they belonged. And what I've been able to do and what I try to do day in and day out is to make sure that those students of color currently have people to look up to, people who have walked in their shoes. I am someone that's always available for any student to come and have a conversation with. Sometimes as a coach, some kids feel more comfortable talking to them than they do their actual teachers or their advisors. I think that my identity is hard as being biracial and someone who grew up predominantly with the white side of their family. I think that and being part of BB&N, I think that I kind of lived in a bubble, and that bubble is good or bad any given day. I think it's interesting now looking at everything that's happened over the past 6 years and how our students really need that support and how I can support them as a person of color who is still trying to figure out their full identity is something that I've been working on.
What are the needs that you see that have been changing over the last 6 years for you?
Like at BB&N specifically, or like with kids?
Yeah, when you're saying there are needs and the word belonging you use often, which means that people have to feel seen. So what do you notice?
I notice that I think a lot of kids don't necessarily feel like they belong. And that is difficult to see, but also, is it the students actually putting forth the effort to try and belong, or is it on us as an institution to do better for those students? I think it definitely goes hand in hand. It's hard to see exactly. So as someone who works in the advancement office, I'm not around the students all the time. So I'm not in the classrooms. I'm mostly seeing the kids on the sports fields, or if I'm volunteering with the senior class as they become the next group of alumni. But I want them to feel like they belong at the school and that they want to stay connected after they graduate. And what we find recently is that a lot of kids are kind of excited to get out of BB&N, but they don't realize how important the BB&N network is until after they graduate college and realize, wow, BB&N has some really amazing alumni and I should really stay connected and get involved and try to network. So I've been just trying to figure out the best way to connect with these current students to let them know that me personally and my office is here to help them and support them as they go to college and even after college, and that the things that happen at BB&N make you who you are, and it's how you go about each day that you walk onto that campus. Our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and Global Education works really hard to make sure that kids feel like they can be their authentic self when they walk through the door, faculty and staff and students. And so I think continuing to try to make sure that that is how everyone feels when they walk through the door, but also if someone does bring their authentic self, is it their real authentic self? And I think that we just don't know, which I think is really difficult. We don't know how people are outside of BB&N. Like we could think they're bringing their authentic self and they're really not.
Well, thank you, Brianna, so much for sitting in the chair. I truly, truly appreciate you coming out today and chatting with me.
Absolutely. Anytime. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll be able to see more of each other this summer.
Yes, absolutely.
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dream always has a story.
Thank you for listening to an episode of The Chair. I'm going to share with you a dream of mine. I would love to be on Sesame Street. Sesame Street held my hand through childhood. In my dream, I would be in my big afro or rainbow braids sitting on the stoop sharing hair stories. I would like your help, please, by doing all the things like leave a review, share it with someone who would benefit from hearing this episode. And if you know someone who knows someone who knows someone at Sesame Street, share your favorite episode with them and I'll make you some of my famous chocolatey hot chocolate. I hope you have a beautiful day, or if you are like me, still up in the middle of the night, I hope you take a deep breath and rest. Love you. Talk to you later.
The chair.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone. Dream, hello. I just wanted to tell you you're wonderful. I just got through going through your podcast. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Keep it up. Maybe I need to send it to Oprah and Tyler Perry. Love you, baby. You are great.
Where we share stories in the chat.